Kunti Maharani is offering her prayers. Yatha Rishikesha Khalena Devaki Kamsena Ruddhati Chiram Sucharpita. First, she's saying, "Oh my dear Krishna, Rishikesha." Rishika means the senses. Isha means the master. Rishika, Isha, the master of senses. You saved your mother Devaki from Ruddha. Ruddha means jail, imprisonment. And it's not for 1 hour or half day, 1 day she was put into jail. Suchiram. Chira in Sanskrit, chira means long. Suchira means for very long time. Suchiram and Sucharpita. She was suffering in the jail. And who had put Devaki into the jail? Kamsa. Kamsena, by Kamsa. Yatha Rishikesha Khalena Devaki Kamsena Ruddhatis Chiram Sucharpita. So you saved your mother Devaki from her suffering in the jail because she was long imprisoned there. And next, Vimochitaham. Vimochan. Sankat Mochan. Mochana means what? Remove, release, liberate. Vimochita aham. You also relieved me, not just your mother. Oh, because she is the mother of God. So God has some family business. See, for only family members he helps. No. Just like you saved your mother, you saved me. Vimochitaham cha sa atmaja. Ja means janma in Sanskrit, birth. Atmaja means those who are born from myself, from me. So you saved me along with my children. Saha. Saha means along with. Vimochita aham saha atmajaha. Atmaja means children. They're born from you, so they're called Atmaja. Saha Atmaja means along with my children, you saved, you relieved, or you liberated me from problems so many times. Vimochitaham cha sahatmaja vibho. Vibho, O Lord of the Lord. We are called Anu. Anu means small, insignificant. Vibho means the huge, supreme. Who else uses this word Vibho? Arjuna. Where he uses? In the 10th chapter. Parabrahma parandhama paramam pavitram bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam ajam vibho. You are vibho. Vibhu means something splendorous, great, extraordinary, humongous. And the 10th chapter of Lord Bhagavad Gita is called what? What is the name of the 10th chapter? Knowledge of Absolute. Then what is 7th chapter called? If 10th chapter becomes knowledge of Absolute, then 7th chapter is called? 7th chapter is knowledge of Absolute. So what is 10th chapter? Opulence of Absolute. In Sanskrit, what is that chapter called? Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti Yoga. Vibhuti. In that Vibhuti, the word Vibhu is there. Vibhuti means opulence. Something extraordinary is called opulence. There's so many cars, But if there is a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, then they'll say, oh, this is something special. It's extraordinary compared to others. So Vibhuti, Vibhu. So we are all ordinary people. We are not called Vibhu. But among all of us, somebody who is extraordinary, he is called Vibhu. Eko yo bahunam vidadhati kaman. Bahunam. There are so many, but among so many, only one person is extraordinary. And that person is called Vibhu. And Kunti is saying, Krishna, you are that Vibhu. And this Rishikesha Vibhu, he saved Mother Devaki from the long imprisonment and suffering of Devaki. And not only he saved Mother Devaki, he also saved Kunti Devi along with the 5 sons called Pandavas. Tvayaiva nathena muhur vipadganad. Vipat. Vipat means problems, dangers. Vipat. Vipadagai. They say. Gana. Gana means so many. Vipat ganat, not once, twice, thrice. So many dangers Krishna saved Pandavas and Mother Kunti from. While he saved his mother Devaki only once. But he saved Kunti so many times. And Prabhupada is writing, it is because Kunti did not have husband. What does it mean? Anybody who doesn't have husband, Krishna will go and give them more protection? No. Another criteria is she is a devotee. A devotee who is in more helpless condition. A devotee who is in more helpless condition. Kunti was in helpless condition because she didn't have husband to protect. Her children were all small. They didn't have kingdom. There was nothing. And the nature of a devotee is that when you are a devotee and you are in helpless condition. This is a combination. What is a combination? First of all, you are a devotee and you are in danger or you are in helpless condition. In that condition, more bhakti will come out. More devotion comes out. And that is very pleasing to Lord Shri Krishna. Like you take the sandalwood, put the sandalwood into fire. So what comes out? Fragrance. Sandalwood, chandan. Chandan, if you put into fire, what comes out? Fragrance. You put the sandalwood in water and start making a paste. What comes out? Smell, fragrance. So you can do whatever you want to do with the chandan. Only good fragrance comes out. Likewise, devotee, whether sukha comes, dukkha comes, mana comes, apamana comes, only bhakti comes out. Like for example, Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was put into so much of apamana, in a humiliating situation, so much of insult. Even after doing so much, he promised and he gave everything, whatever was there with him, to God. Even after giving everything to God, he was arrested and he was scolded and humiliated in front of everybody. What did he do at that time? Did he become angry at Krishna? Did he speak something bad about Krishna? Ye dekho kya ho gaya? I did this much for God, but I'm going through this kind of condition. No, he was so nicely going through that entire situation with his pure devotion that Krishna became even more attracted. In fact, Krishna demonstrates to the whole world that the quality of the devotee. So that is the important point. Krishna puts his pure devotees in such dangers because in that condition of helplessness, the devotee becomes more attached to the Lord. Now, same things you take non-devotees. The moment problem comes, what do non-devotees do? They become disturbed. They get disturbed. And what they do? First, they become very disturbed. And next, they start finding fault with God. They never think that they have anything to do for their problem. But they will take all the credit when things go well in their life. They say, because I did hard work. So that's why I'm in good position. God didn't do anything. In fact, others if they go, they will tell also, oh, time क्यों waste कर रहे हो आप? अपना काम करो, हार्ड वर्क करो, मेहनत करने से आपका सब कुछ भला होगा. When things go well, they give credit to their hard work, their own strategy, their own thinking and all these things. But the moment things go wrong, then they will say, where is your God? You see, nothing is going well. If God is there, why all these things happen? So now with your hard work, why don't you stop your problem? Why are you bringing God now? When everything goes well, you never said, see, because of God, good things are happening. But same people blame God when things don't go well. This is the hypocrisy and duplicity of non-devotees. What do you mean by duplicity? They have two things. When good things happen, one thing. When bad things happen, another thing. Mana comes, oh, it's all because of me, because of my hard work. Apamana comes, then they will say, no, I did everything, but still God is very bad. He gives all this kind of problems. Sukha comes, they say, see, because I did so much of hard work. I put my intelligence, nothing. They'll write on book also how to do hard work. But when the moment dukkha comes, then they start blaming God. See, why God did all these things. Why should God create this kind of situation? So that's why Krishna, he shows devotees how they behave. Sukha comes, they give all credit to Krishna. They say, I have not done anything. Actually, I don't deserve this. Because Krishna blessed me, I got this, they say. Dukkha comes, that time also they say, oh no, actually, God is so nice. I should have suffered more. Krishna is still protecting me this much. So always they have the attitude of gratitude. Gratitude means being thankful for what they have received from Krishna. In all conditions they are thankful. They never blame that there is something wrong with Krishna. In fact, they take the responsibility because this is the Vedic philosophy. In Vedic philosophy, the soul has to take responsibility of its free will, its freedom. They cannot say why there are earthquakes in this world, why there are tsunamis, why people, like here, the example, Khalena Devaki Kamsena Rudhati Chiram. Kamsa put Devaki into jail. And here in this shloka, it is said Khalena. Khalena means he was envious. What did Devaki do? She didn't do anything. But still Kamsa became envious. So this is material world. In material world, sometimes people think like this. They say that I don't create problem for anyone, so that means nobody will create problem for me, which is not correct. Whether you create problem for somebody, don't create problem for somebody. They are going to create problem for you. How is this? Whether you do something, don't do something. The nature of the material world is that the mentality of a non-devotee is that my happiness, and I don't care if it comes at the cost of others' happiness. So that means they can put you into trouble at any time. You don't have to actually be their enemy, that they have to do something wrong for you. They can just put you into trouble. Why? Because of lust. The lust, the person who has lust in his heart, he can put anybody into danger for his happiness. Like Kamsa. What is Kamsa? Kamsa, that I will die. So, put Devaki into jail. Torture her. Give trouble to her. I don't care. The moment I am into trouble, now I don't care, I will kill you. But there are some opposite nature living entities are there. There are two types of living entities. Daivi Asura Sampada Yoga, 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Divine and demonic. The divine people, they sacrifice their lives for others. If they come to know that, others will get benefit. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam, we see there is an example of Dadhichi Muni. Dadhichi was a great rishi. And there was one demon. What is the demon name? Vritrasura. And the boon is that he cannot be killed. So they needed one weapon. And that weapon was Vajrayudha. And that is from the backbone of this Dadhichi Muni. The Vajrayudha is made up of the backbone of the Dadhichi Muni. So now Indra came to ask Dadhichi Muni, you die and give your backbone so that you can save us, all of us like this. Then Dadhichi Muni thought in his mind, what is the use of this body? Anyway, one day it will die. One day it is simply, thrown away when it is dies. But if I can use this life and this body for helping others, it is so glorious. So please take. He gave. You see? And now Kamsa is there. He also has got one body. And the moment he heard your body will be killed, because soul nobody can kill. So your body will be finished. And he became very upset. Oh, no. So now what he do? For sake of his one body, he was putting so many people into distress. He was killing so many brahmanas, so many sages, rishis, and cows. And after Krishna was born, to search that small child, he killed any small child born at that time, he was killing. Any child can be Krishna, so better kill all the children. Just see this. For sake of saving his body. So there are two types of people. We have to see this. Daivi, Asura. Asura are those people who are attached to their body. Prahlad Maharaj gives this definition. Who is Asura? Sometimes some people think like this. Asura means there are some demons. No. The definition of Asura means Prahlad Maharaj, in his instruction to his friends, he says that those who are attached to their body and those who are attached to the bodily family members. Oh, my father, my mother, my brother, my sister, my husband, my wife, mera family, mera cousin, inka wo hai, unka hai. This is Asura mentality. Oh, mera kahan se aa raha hai? From the body. From this body it is coming. And only for that body when you think, then you are called Asura. But Daivi means your thinking is not from the body point of view, it is from the soul's point of view. Keeping the soul in the mind, you think. You can also think everybody, they all belong to me. Not just people in your home. You can also see birds, animals, beasts, insects, because when you see from the soul's perspective, Mamai Vamsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. Everybody is connected to Krishna. I am connected to Krishna. So we are all connected to one another. So everybody is my person. But Asura he'll think only from the body perspective. See, there are two reference points. You should understand reference point. And both the reference points are opposite each other. If your reference point changes, then everything changes. Right? Now if I tell you all, let's go to Delhi. Now everybody start driving towards north. Because Delhi is in north. But according to you, if your direction is different, you call north as south and south as north, then you will go in some another direction. Because your north is opposite direction. Right? So the Vedic reference point is soul. And the material civilization reference point is body. So that's why they're all going in opposite direction. Body, 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 body-centric civilization. So, the important point here is when a devotee is put into helpless situation. But again, it's a very interesting point. Here it is said, Krishna puts his devotees into helpless situation. He puts. One is, we get into a helpless situation because of our own karma. That is one. Secondly, God puts you into a helpless situation. So why? Why should he puts you into helpless situation?
Then you depend on him. To bring out more devotion. I mean, doesn't you give it to everyone? Attached to Krishna.
So that we become more attached. Why can't he put everybody in? If the difficulty is the one which makes you attached to Krishna, then he should put everybody into difficulty so that everybody becomes attached to Krishna.
No, it's only a devotee get attached to Krishna. Devotees will rebel. Like non-devotees will go more away from. Because devotee has this Bhoktate Varana.
See, I want all of you to carefully say this. He said, please don't, without verifying, understand this. Krishna puts devotees into dangers. And the answer is because they become more attached to Krishna. That means dangers make people become more attached to God, is it? That means so many dangers. In fact, this world is full of dangers. That means everybody should become more attached to Krishna. But we see most of the people have become, they become against Krishna. That means dangers don't make you. That is not the preliminary thing there. It is not the danger that makes you become attached to Krishna. What is that makes you become attached to Krishna? Huh? Devotion, dependence, what is this all called? But are you all understanding this? Do dangers make people attached to Krishna? Because dangers are there for everyone. Everybody is not becoming attached to Krishna. Then what is making them getting attached to Krishna? Definitely dangers play the role, but after this.
Firm faith in the Lord.
Okay. Remembering Krishna at that time. Why do they remember Krishna? Okay. Why devotees become more attached to Krishna in dangers? Danger is there for everyone. Not that...
nothing else can say. Like Parikshit Maharaj, who was the
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's take an example of a sports. If you are a sincere sportsman, okay, Kamalaksha Krishna, if you are a sincere sportsman and you are playing sports, you are a batman or an Olympic, you are selected in Olympics, okay, and there the competition is very tough. The competition is very tough, very strong. So how do you feel as a sportsman? You feel enthused. Okay. What do you all feel if you are a good sportsman and very tough competition is given to you. How do you feel and what do you feel?
And I can demonstrate my skills there.
So, or if you are a very good student who puts time and energy, studies your subject matter and prepares well and all that, if you go, okay, and you go to exam, there are two types of question paper possible. Easy question paper and challenging question paper. If somebody was really thoroughly studied his topics very well, and when the tough question paper is given and he is able to answer that, and when they come out, no, they enjoy that.
Because others,
No, not that. They say that, wow, actually, na, that question should be answered like this. Sometimes some questions will be asked in a very tricky manner. And if you know the concept well, you will be able to answer it. Isn't it? And if you are able to answer and it is a very tricky one, you really enjoy that. Oh, it was like this, I answered it. Isn't it? And you have studied so well and very simple questions they will ask, for example. Okay, means you know that, okay, I'll get marks and all, that's a separate thing. But you don't feel that for your preparation, enough justice was given. Isn't it? That means question paper is same for everyone, but some people are happy, some people are unhappy. Who is unhappy? Those who have not studied, they will be cursing the university. I've seen this. Sometimes they'll be saying, "Arey, what is this? Whoever has set this question paper, he must have fought with his husband or wife that day. In bad mood with all the angry, they have created this like this." Same question paper, they'll be cursing. They'll be like, "What is this?" Isn't it? But those who have studied well, they'll be very happy. Oh, very good question. They'll say, very nice, very good question. Just see this. So like that, danger is for everyone. But those who know how to take shelter of Krishna, for them it is something very nice. Others will carry such unpleasant feelings in their heart. This is one thing as a devotee we should check ourselves. Because what happens, you see, it's interesting. At the end of our life, we have to remember Krishna. That is a goal. If you know this, you'll never have any problem with any problems in your life, any difficulties in your life. Because every problem that you go through is preparing you for Krishna Smaranam. That Smaranam is an experiential memory. It is an experiential memory. Like, we all carry a certain memory of our college life, school life, right? Some kind of a memory is there. You have a certain memory about each subject. You may have a very bad memory about some subject, or you may have a very good memory of some subject. Some teachers, you have some memory. He used to always beat, some used to always bully you. Sometimes they scold you, or some people are very nice and caring, right? So it's a memory. When Krishna says that you should remember me, it's not the remembrance of facts and figures of Krishna at that time. It's not some, data that you have to remember. It's an experience that you have to remember of Krishna. How do you get experience of Krishna unless there are opportunities where you are dependent on Krishna and Krishna is reciprocated with you? It's a reciprocational memory. Whenever you remember about anybody, you only remember their reciprocation, either negative reciprocation or positive reciprocation. You understand? So for that, you need an appropriate situation. If everywhere everything is all right, first of all, we don't, as a sadhakas, we don't ask Krishna. You only ask Krishna to involve in your life when things are out of your control. You understand? And how Krishna reciprocates with you in those situations becomes a wonderful memory for you to always remember. Otherwise, a devotee becomes very dry. He has nothing to think of Krishna. Sometimes I've seen once one person was speaking. He was speaking about his mother, and he suddenly started crying. He said, when I was so small, my mother used to give her food to me. Then he remembered when we were small, our parents did so much hard work to send us to school. Like this, that person remembering, he became so emotional and he was crying. So what is he, why is he becoming so touched? It is a memory, it is an experiential memory of how other people dealt with you, reciprocated, isn't it? So like that, if you want to remember Krishna, then you need to have such reciprocations of Krishna in your life. And how will those reciprocations happen unless if you are not in that situation? Let's say somebody's life was always taken care. Parents did not do anything. Everything was already ready. So they may not have any excitement, gratitude. Yeah, what is there? Everything was there like this. But if somebody went out of their ways to do something to you, you will always remember that. This person went out of his ways to do. Like Krishna broke his promise in Kurukshetra battlefield. He said, I will not fight. He made promise that I will not take up any weapon. But he broke all that promise. Now Arjuna will remember that. For me, Krishna broke his promise. For me, Krishna fought with Bhishma. You see, this becomes your memory which will come whenever you need. Like sometimes people ask you, somebody who's very closely connected to you, they will ask you, oh, you are going through so much problem. Why didn't you remember me at that time? People sometimes, good people will ask you like this. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you remember me like this? If you have any good people, they will ask you. So what do you mean by why don't you remember me at that time?
No memory of that person.
So why don't you remember me means like I would have done anything for you. I would have gone out of my ways. Right? So when Krishna says, remember me at the time of death, because death is the topmost painful experience. So at the time of death, you remember me means by then you should be fully convinced that it is Krishna only who will come. Correct? Now see, another one is a fact of psychology is that in pain, we all call out for help. Even now also. We seek help when we are in pain. So practice. Practice to seek help from Krishna. Otherwise, you will not call Krishna at the time of death. You will call. Why many people remember their mother in the pain? Because it is a mother who always came whenever you are in pain, especially when you are a small child. You fell down, immediately mother came and picked you up. You were hungry, mother came and fed you. Isn't it? So it was the mother who always came. So it is so natural because you have seen it, you have experienced it. It is a fact for you to remember mother. So that is why remembering mother happens very naturally. You don't have to do anything. You hit something, immediately you call out your mother's name. So to that level you have to come to remember Krishna. And further, how will you simply call Krishna like that? See, did anybody philosophically convince you that you should remember your mother? Are you calling out your mummy like this because somebody philosophically gave classes and you read so many philosophical book and then you started calling mummy like this? No, your calling your mother is so natural. It is a natural result of your own life. Yes or no? What do you all say? Is it true? Calling the mother in the pain, in danger is a natural result of what has happened in my life. So if you want to call Krishna, if you want to remember Krishna at the time of death, then same things have to happen. So that's why these dangers in the material world have got two purpose. The dangers in the material world got multi-purpose or at least two purpose. One purpose is to give trouble to people who do bad karma. Secondly, the same dangers can help you as what? To increase your dependency on Krishna, increase your remembrance on Krishna. That is why for devotees it works positive. And for karmis, for materialistic people, it increases their unpleasant experience. But for devotee, it gives an opportunity to learn how to remember Krishna. That is why a devotee never ever avoids any painful situation. For devotee, painful situation is a blessings in disguise. Krishna is giving me this so that I can increase my dependency on the Lord. These are all not some philosophical classes we should sit and hear. This we should remember when there is some day-to-day unpleasant experience. Don't sit and wait, one big problem will come. It's not that your mother came to help you only when the big problems came and other times she didn't. Whether it is small or big, every time mother was standing next to you. So like that, it may be a small day-to-day some suffering or some problem. Isn't it? We have to practice it. How will you practice? For example, let's say we are all doing one program. Okay, we cooked and more people came. And we are all organizers. And we gave prasadam to all the people and prasadam got over. And I'm feeling very bad now. Prasadam is not there, it got over. Okay, now there are two things. One is that my material duty. Material duty is to give this feedback, to cook, to organizers, so that they can plan better. That is only for matter of duty. But internally, what should be my experience if I'm a devotee?
Be happy. That's only devotees.
No, being happy is advancement. But at least you may not be happy, but use that situation. Sadhaka will not be happy mostly. He'll be unhappy only. But at that time, you have to apply these principles. And do what? That unhappiness will be there. Disturbance will be there. I didn't get like that. At that time, you have to remember this. Krishna, for you, I will take this pain. I have done my duty of informing, giving feedback and all these things. After that also, Krishna can put you into this situation again. Because for devotee, we should always have Vyavaharik, Paramarthik. Vyavaharik means within my circle of influence, I will give feedback, I will pass on the information. But that doesn't mean that I have a control over the situation. Anything can happen tomorrow. Despite all well-planned things can still again be the same. I can put into the same trouble. So what will be my experience? I'm giving a day-to-day example to achieve this. Not that one big problem, 100 crore one business problem will come. Only then you will learn how to depend on Krishna. No. How to depend on Krishna? You have to learn from your normal day-to-day experiences. Only then you will see how devotee you will become nice devotee. How do you handle? We have to, a sadhaka means what? Sadhaka is a practitioner. Practitioner means it is not natural for you to be happy at that time. But you have to endeavor to be spiritually happy even in the endeavor. You have to put endeavor. Right? Some 2 days back, some email I received and I was reading that I was feeling very bad. And then I continuously applied some philosophy in my mind. No, as per the law of karma, this idea of justice. I was feeling something is, injustice. How can it happen like this? Then I applied my mind throughout the day. What is that? See, we cannot judge everything only from this life. When you see things from one life, everything looks injustice. Like suddenly one day you see somebody is getting arrested. अरे आज उन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया, आज कुछ नहीं किया, लेकिन reference point सिर्फ आज का नहीं है. So like that, we cannot see, he is my junior, he came today, or something else, or how this can happen to them. So your idea of justice is something different. So when you see, Krishna will never do injustice to anybody. So I was telling myself, Krishna will never do injustice. Secondly, it is not everything in this lifetime. Some people have done more in the previous lifetime that I might have not seen. Others also have not seen, but Krishna has seen it. So it was not natural, but you have to keep telling. And this is called Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasa Nanyagamina. Abhyasa. We have to do Abhyasa. Recently I mentioned, somebody asked this question. When Hiranyakashipu, when Kamsa, they were killing so many Brahmanas, sages and all this kind of people. What was God doing at that time? Why didn't He not come and protect? Because it is an opportunity for devotees to learn something. What is that? Tolerance. And not give up dharma. Like for example, the sages could have surrendered to Hiranyakashipu. Oh, Hiranyakashipu ki jai, Hiranyakashipu ki jai. Chalo, he will not kill you now. Simple solution, no? If you want protection, the solution is in your own hand. Just suddenly you stop all your Vedic practice and tell Hiranyakashipu, you are our king. Hiranyakashipu ki jai, Kamsa, you are the great. Or he'll no more attack you. It's not that he has decided, even if you tell Kamsa ki jai, I'll kill you. No, he will not do anything to you. Why they got killed? Because till the last moment they didn't give up their Vedic practice. So they got killed. If their life was dear to them, they would have changed their stand. Are you understanding this? What are we learning from this? Oh, Kamsa killed so many Brahmanas and so many this thing. It's not that he simply went and killed them. They were not ready to change their mind. We will not accept you as our king. We will not surrender unto you. We will not call you as God. God is Narayana, like Prahlad Maharaj. No matter how much torture was given to him, he was not ready to compromise and say, no, you are the great like that. So, Krishna, when the difficulties come, it comes with so many opportunities like this. That how you don't change. When the difficulty comes, don't change. And it is giving you opportunity. Tolerate. Forgive them. Okay, Kamsa might kill. But do they become angry? No, they don't become angry. They don't take revenge on Kamsa and all those things. Isn't it? There is no such thing. So, then what happens? They get opportunity to practice Vaishnava qualities. So, similarly, when the day-to-day difficulties come, and what are those difficulties? The quality of the difficulties Krishna has already given in Bhagavad Gita. The difficulty could be what? Apamana. The difficulty could be dukkha. Difficulty could be loss, alabha, labha, alabha, jaya, apajaya. The difficulty could be defeat in some of your attempt. In those day-to-day difficulty, forget about some extraordinary difficulties. You are trying to do something, you got defeated in your attempts. You're trying to do something, people insulted you. You're trying to do something didn't happen to you. It could be personal, it could be organizational level. That time you have to bring this philosophy. What is that philosophy? That difficulties should bring out my bhakti, not paralyze my bhakti. The moment My bhakti is getting affected. I'm getting disturbed. My bhakti experience is getting disturbed. That means you are not applying these principles. Krishna puts us, the souls, into this situation so that the soul uses its free will either to apply this bhakti principle or don't apply the bhakti principle and become envious of God. If you apply the principle, you fall in love with Krishna even more. If you don't apply this bhakti principle, you become even more envious. So what is Kunti, Devaki, they're all doing? They're all applying bhakti principles. And by applying bhakti principles, they're becoming more attached to Krishna. They're falling in love with Krishna. So this idea has to very deeply go into our mind, that difficulties are neutral. Difficulties are neutral. They're neither good nor bad. But the effect of the difficulty depends on who is dealing with the difficulty. If you are a materialistic person, then the effect of difficulty, experience of difficulty will be different. A devotee is going through difficulty, the experience of the difficulty will be very different. Experience. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha. Krishna is saying, Mam anusmara. What is your experience of me when you are doing yuddha? Mam anusmara means our experiential memory with Krishna. Smarana means memory, the experiential memory. What is Arjuna's experience with Krishna in the battlefield?
Whenever there is some trouble, Supreme Lord is all.
Arjuna's experience with Krishna is full of gratitude, full of, feelings of love and affection, how Krishna is protecting me, so this is increasing Mamanusmarana, Krishna Smarana in the Yuddha. For the materialistic people, for Kauravas, in the Yuddha, what is their experience of Krishna? Anger. Why is Krishna doing all this thing? That's why I'm saying the same place, same situation, your experience with God can be different. For somebody, the experience of God can be very horrible. And they keep cursing the God. What kind of God? Why did he do on this? But the same situation, same place, you can be more and more falling in love with Krishna. It all depends on whom? Depends on God or depends on us? So see how bhakti principle is about taking our freedom into our hands. That is the attitude, not keep putting everything on God and keep blaming on God like that. You take freedom, your own freedom, and use it in a manner that you fall in love with God. Is it clear? Not that the same incident you become upset and disturbed. Yes.
So the idea of protection in our head is like, in my head at least, it's like protection means
No problem should come.
Means accident should not happen.
Hmm.
I mean, that is called protection. At least when I say, when may the Lord protect you, if I say for any problem, they say, oh, this has happened. I mean, protection, Lord should have come and protected me.
Because we have wrong idea of protection in our head, no? Just 2 days back in the class I mentioned, the purpose of the problem. What is the first purpose of the pain or suffering or a problem?
Karma.
Second one is what?
Jnana, why I'm suffering.
It should make you think, ask questions. If this is not happening, then you are at animal level. Animals simply go through the experience that problem brings or suffering comes. But a human being can use the same pain or sukha or dukkha, both, for jignyasa, which animals can never do. A human being can do jignyasa when sukha or dukkha comes. Why it is happening to me? It helps him to do jignasa. So your question is, according to me, problem should not come. No, the purpose of problems is to make you do jignasa. A devotee also does jignasa when problem comes. You have to ask a question. Till you reach that right point, Krishna will not solve the problem. Like if you are in 10th standard, till you answer, give proper 10th standard answer, you will not be promoted to 11th standard. So if any one of you are expecting my problem should be solved, then you should know this. Till you learn how to answer that problem, you will not be solved. Your problem will not be solved spiritually. So don't ask why problem has come. Ask, how do I get the right answer for this problem? Our focus should be on getting. Don't be a student. Why exam exists? Why do they even have this examination? No. Be a student. Let the exams come. My responsibility is to prepare for the exam. Instead of thinking why this exam exists. Okay. We'll stop. Yeah.
Prabhuji, always remembering Krishna in every situation and seeking help. Like if someone is lacking any kind of qualities or competence and he is asking Krishna to help me and develop these qualities in me. So how these two things are same? Is these different or same?
There are two types of remembrance of Krishna. One is natural remembrance. Another one is practice remembrance. Means when you are now as a sadhaka, when you are applying, you have to bring that remembrance on your own. It is not coming naturally. Okay. But when you do that in bhakti, where you get trained to see Krishna's reciprocations over a period of time, then the remembrance of Krishna will be natural. Just think of Krishna, hundreds of reciprocations will immediately, your mind will give you, wow, what and all Krishna did to you in various situations. That will be natural remembrance. That is called smarana siddhi. Siddhi means perfection. So now you are perfect. Like for example, if you learn how to play harmonium, in the beginning, you have to keep that sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. You have to write there. Otherwise, you don't know. You have to remind yourself which is sa, which is re, which is ga and all. And when you practice and practice and practice, and you can be looking at the audience and you can be smiling at them and your fingers will be moving. Wherever it has to go, it will go. So that is called perfection. So before our death, we should reach that perfection. So that means every moment counts. Every moment right now we are going through is not, this time, that human life is not for some watching cinema and building my business. Your business will be over when you die. After that, nobody will bother you. That such a person existed, nobody bothers. You're dead and you're gone. Your only time that is given to you is meant to achieve this perfection. But it's a sad thing that people don't take the human life seriously and they think human life is meant for me to become famous. How much ever famous you become, how much ever so-called success, you say that, oh, I'm a very responsible family man. You are not the only responsible family man. The millions and billions of so-called responsible family man came and gone. No one even remembers them. It is not the great thing. This material world is not the place for you to remain remembered. The material world is created with forgetfulness. It is a place of everybody will be forgotten here. In the last thousands of years of history, you think there were no great people? Millions and millions of great people have come and gone. And all of them are forgotten. Forget about this. You go back and spend some 1 week time, talk to your father, mother and whoever relative and try to understand, there were no great people in your own family. But today no one even remembers them. So human life is meant to achieve this perfection. Perfection of remembering Krishna naturally at the time of death. And for that, every moment I have to apply. I have to apply. And that is called practice, sadhana. And if you postpone, then next life you have to start from scratch if you are born as a human being. Otherwise, don't know. Whichever life you are born, and you have to go through that again from that. So we'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Nitai Gaur Premanande.